Right, so in this video I'm going to show you guys my Alienware m14x and its performance nowadays. So I had this laptop since 2011, somewhere I purchased it in July or 2011, and it's run for a long time for me, about over 10 years. So till today's date is, well, it's the 6th of May 2022. As you can see, I'm running Ubuntu, and it's well, it's lasted a long time for me. So this video is just a short video to have in memory that I had this laptop and it was a good companion and friend. It lasted a long time for me. I played multiple games on it, had extremely a lot of memories playing Steam, Left 4 Dead 2, as you can see over here that we're going to play shortly in a short while, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. I put in a lot of hours. This is my second account, but the main account, I'm not sure on that. But I've spent a lot of years on this and had countless memories. Now, the thing with this is that it's gotten slow. It has this kind of weak weak graphics card within it. Processor is fine. It's kind of good by today's terms. It's not that bad. So as you can see over here, I'm running Ubuntu like I mentioned, and the processor is an Intel Core i7 206032M. It's pretty alright. I mean, it's a nice 7 and it runs. It's a Sandy Bridge CPU, but it runs alright. 8 GB memory, and yeah, this is okay. But the reason that I'm making this video is one that I'll have to at some point either replace this laptop or dispose of it. Reason being, one, it's slow like I mentioned. Secondly, it has this problem in the hinge you can see over here. Now, 81 M14 laptops, M14X laptops, and especially because this is revision 1, so I'm guessing revision 2 would also have this problem, that there's a screen problem and the hinge cracks and it breaks. So as you can see over here, if I close the lid, the body has cracked, the screen lid has cracked, and despite having screws stapled and screwed in, there's still an issue where the hinge breaks. On this side it's not there, but it was still added over here. So I provided this laptop for repairs, and this is when I got the screws inbuilt. But however, we can still note that it's not in good shape at all. Yeah. The good thing about the laptop is it has a charger behind over here. This is quite different than all the laptops that would come in the past or now. But however, the charger itself, as you can see, is all taped up because it was breaking. So I'd used electrical tape and we had it taped up, but that's also technically dead. I just have my mouse here and I'm just gonna show a bit of gameplay. So as you can also see, if I just show it a bit here, that I think that the laptop lid is now a bit misaligned, as you can see over here. It's not closing properly, and it's protruding outside from here. Yeah. And now when you can see, I can lift up the lid, you'll hear a crackling noise. That's the noise. You can just log in. Yeah. Now what I'll do is I'll just load up Steam, and I'll show the issue I'm facing over here. Sorry, I mean, I'll just load up the game Left 4 Dead 2 and I'll show the issue that's running over here. Yeah. For just a short information that we should have before we start with the game is that you regularly have Steam updates. Now within that, I'm sure the games would be better optimized, or the updates wouldn't be there for some kind of optimization. But it seems that the Source engine games from Valve. That means Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source, Team Fortress 2, and Left 4 Dead, the Left 4 Dead series. They run pretty well and they're quite optimized. But when it comes to games like Global Offensive, this game no longer can run it. I'm getting 15 to 20 FPS, which is definitely unplayable, and it's terrible in today's. It's technically unplayable, especially if I'm playing this on something like 1024 by 768. At the current state, I'd reduce it to 800 by 600 as a resolution, and I could only get 25 FPS. So this game is pretty much not optimized, and I guess that is a complaint from everybody. But the Left 4 Dead series used to run it very well, and in this video I'm going to show you how it runs now. Right, so over here what we're doing is that we're going to see the FPS for the short gameplay of Dark Carnival. This is one of my favorite levels, and it's being quite open in the open, at least the first level itself, or the entire level. You can see a lot of zombie hordes, and that kind of reduces the FPS. So as we saw earlier, we're running on low to medium settings, kind of mimicking the Xbox. But this is not showing the graphics, this is technically showing you the FPS mainly. Yeah. So I'm just gonna advance towards the area. So as you can see, I will get the FPS. So if I'm just facing towards now the hordes and the zombies, you can see about 40 FPS. 35, 46. It's about 28. I saw a dip to 28. That's the lowest I've seen till now. 30, 20. It's changing. It's quite haywire at the moment, as you can see. There's no news. So I'm just going to go in the van at the moment and just pause it. As you can see, it's not very stable. It ranges from 30 to, you can say, 20, the high 20s. So I'm going to zoom out a bit. I'm going to show you the gameplay. Yeah, that's okay. So now we're going to focus on the graphics. So I try to say that we try to mimic the Xbox. As you can see, there's no motion blur. And I've been caught by the smoker. As you can see, it's not very clear. And usually the Xbox would have a shimmer, or there would be good reflection on the gun models, but as you can see over here, there's technically nothing on this part. So I'm guessing that there's something to do with I'm guessing shader detail. If I make it high, let's see. Issue is that my graphics card has low shader components, so technically it has low shader clock, and it shades. The FPS really drops a lot. But once again, we're trying to mimic what an Xbox would look like. An issue with the machine is that it's now quite slow, even though I'm running an SSD in it. So it's a crucial SSD. But as you can see, just a small change in graphics settings can freeze the entire setup. Yeah, now that is an issue. Now the things with the Left 4 Dead 2 games, or the Left 4 Dead series, is that you can't find them on any console except for the Xbox, and because they were optimized and made for made from Microsoft, and I guess supported by Valve as well. It was a venture not looking to the PS3 or any of the PlayStations. So you really can't play these games anywhere else, and especially with friends who likewise don't have consoles. So I grew up playing it on Steam or on the PC, and I really bought this PC specifically for Left 4 Dead, just to play it with my friend. But as you can see, it's stuck, so I'll just have to reload this again, or maybe close Left 4 Dead. Yeah, it's not. So you can see, I don't know why it says HL2. What is it? Half-Life 2 Linux? It's not Left 4 Dead. I don't know what this is. It's not responding. Maybe that's a term I don't understand. But I'm gonna load it again. As you might have seen it, you could see the OpenGL bar on top. So this is what it's running on. So Windows uses DirectX, Linux uses OpenGL, and they've also introduced Vulkan, but I think those takes into account Ryzen CPUs and AMD CPUs specifically. But I don't think it's such a big issue. So what I've done now is that we have increased the shader detail to high. I don't know if you guys can see it, but shader detail is now high. And we're gonna do it again. We're gonna go to Dark Carnival, and we're gonna play the game again. So you can see that the FPS will now vary much further. So I'm guessing that this is one of the few last moments I have playing on this PC, and then from here I'll be using a new laptop, which should then have much better FPS and graphic fidelity than we currently have and we're running on. I expected it to at least run on 60 FPS to stay stable at such settings, but I'm guessing that Valve is no longer supporting low-end GPUs. As you can see that having better graphics, having better shader detail has given the guns a shine or a sheen over here. However, I still don't think it's come up to the level of what the Xbox has, but you can see that the models of the players. So Nick, you can see his beard, it's a bit darker and it's much more refined. And they just look a bit better. Currently on 37 FPS, 35, lower 30s, and it's gonna lag more. So we're in the early 20s now. Oh, 15 FPS. Something with smokers in this. No idea. 19 FPS. Oh, there it is. Can I kill the smoker? I didn't get him, understood. But as you can see under pressure, that the game is struggling. So I put in Adrenaline to kind of smooth it out and make things a bit better, but it's lowering the FPS to early 20s. So technically it's just a cinematic experience with 24 FPS. It's not even that good. It's unplayable technically. So yeah, this is just a short video showing you how the laptop performs.